everyone. Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And today, it's just Banshee. Welcome to my show, Material Matters. It's going to be a weekly tarot forecast that will give you the keys to success in your business, financial, educational, the material realm of life. And, like Mr. O does, we'll be doing it for the astrological signs, but by elements. We'll be doing air, fire, water, and earth. And for this particular thing, I know Mr. O does something right now where he gives a word of the day or a word of the week. I'm not going to do that per se, but I am going to give a thought for the week for the entire collective, not just the one signs. And I'm going to pull something out of my Harmony cards. Secrets to lifelong prosperity. Seemed appropriate. And basically I have pulled, and notice how they're nice $100 bills. I have the power to create all the money I need. Wow. It is important that you let go of any fear you have about money or paying your bills. When you worry about your bills, you give away your power. Trust that you have within you the power to create all the money you could ever need or want. And that's the message for all of you. What a great way to start this series, I have to say. So, I have created a spread that I will be using for all four elemental groups. It's a very general spread that is tailored so that it can, be applied to the various areas of the material matters that you yourself are interested in. Maybe you're interested in property issues or investments. Maybe you're interested in your career or job. Hopefully this message that you get or education, this message that you get will cover it all. We'll give it a try. And I am going to pull, it's actually part of the reading, the first card that for all the signs is a focus card. So, we're going to start today with the air signs. So air signs, get ready, and let's do some financial material forecasting. And I guess this is a good time to say before I cut my cards that remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I am not an educational counselor. So, just go to the people and the experts that you need for sound advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, and some intuition, and maybe to give you a little bit of insight on where things should be, some things you should be thinking about. All right, so let's see what the focus card is for the air signs. Oh, and it is a high priestess. I think this week in all of your matters, you got to go with your gut. You got to go with what your gut is telling you. This is going to be paramount. Your focus should be on piercing the veil and seeing what's lying hidden from view, perhaps. And sometimes, we have to go within. Maybe it's a personal journey that you have to take. But maybe this is also exploring the motivations and the workings of others that you will be talking to in this time period about material matters. So card number 2 is how can you best prepare yourself for what you need to focus on this week? So what do you need to know? And it is the Queen of Cups. Upright. So, I see cat hair. Okay, so basically the Queen of Cups upright is saying what you're going to need to know is, again, to me, this kind of ties into the High Priestess card quite nicely, because I think you have to look at people's emotions, and pay attention to what's coming your way as far as their emotions go. Also, I think what this is saying is regardless of whatever information you uncover or reveal, you need to keep a balance on your own emotions. You need to remain in control. So air signs, you're going to be especially interested in communications and things that you are going to uncover. So I think that, now you're going to have to be careful with how you act and show the best of yourself. Put your best foot forward. If this is about a job interview, show people that you are definitely in balance with whatever question they throw your way. So be ready, and be prepared, and, do some meditation, do some deep breathing before you have to make important business decisions, and get yourself in emotional stability. Card number 3, your interactions with others in the material world. Will there be cooperation or will there be conflict? Well, we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed here. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed to me indicates that, sometimes it's a card of family and family money. But it indicates to me too, because sometimes our business world and our, even, the people we surround ourselves in our educational environment, in a classroom, they can be your family of sorts. And so I want you to think about that way, air signs. And, sometimes there's little disagreements among family. This could be relating to money. This could be relating to property issues in particular. So those of you who have a vested interest in that kind of thing this week, pay attention and be careful not to get, try to look for the common ground that you share as opposed to the things that divide you. It looks as though you have to look for some kind of compromises or some middle ground here. Okay. And card 4, actually I could move those over a little bit. We're going to be experimenting with this for some time and how it's going to actually look. So expect some changes along the way. So card 4, will there be gains or losses this week? Will you have forward, backward movement, or no movement at all? Hey, what I'm seeing here, I'd say there's some movement. You know what? By week's end, there could be a successful conclusion to something very important to you. Whether it is, securing a property that you desired, whether it's taking some sort of business trip and getting the go-ahead to do it, whether it is the fact that, you wanted to initiate some venture or some ideas that you brought up to management, all systems are go. If you're on an educational track and you are looking for completion, you're going to be you are on your way. And by the end of this week, something is going to show you that success is coming. What a positive reading you have, air signs, I think overall. There's some squabbling. If I go back and look here, remember, you're going to be trying to find out some things that truly are important and that you need to know. And you have to keep your emotions in check. Don't get carried away, especially with communications, air signs. Caution you on that. And that's why you have to be prepared and balanced for this week ahead. Ten of Pentacles is reversed is showing why. Because things are going to be a little bit of trouble in paradise with the people you normally consider your family. Whether it's in the educational world, whether it's in career, and also in relation to property matters as well. There could be some stumbling blocks, some common ground that you have to find. Whether you're trying to settle on a home or property, a price, could be that. And finally, there's a lot of success. And I think also if you're an investor, you're definitely going to have to watch the signs this week and be careful. There could be a little bit of topsy-turvy in the market, but I sense in the end, things will be going well. And that's what I have for the air signs. So we're going to move on to my favorite group. Not that I'm partial at all, but I am. Actually, I like all the signs. What am I saying? But we're going to the fire signs now. And so you fire signs out there, this is for you. Well, okay, fire signs, your focus of the week is the Ace of Pentacles, and it's reversed. So that's very interesting to me because, you know, either right now or starting this week, you might be operating out of some sense of lack, some sense of not achieving, you know, your financial goals and objectives. Possibly in a business sense, this could relate to, you know, loss of a job, a layoff. This could also indicate, you know, just some struggles with the financial areas, and also with school. You know, everything is changing right now with the coronavirus, and we don't know how schools are going to reopen safely in that. So some of you may be determining right now whether you can start your educational journey, or you need to put it on hold for a while, or you need to think differently about it, where you plan on going to class physically. Maybe now you're considering virtual classes. So this is like the focus for this week, is ironing out what is wrong, or what might be what is wrong in your financial sphere right now, and how to right it. So let's take a look at the rest of the cards in your spread, fire signs. And fire signs, how can you best prepare for what you need to focus on, and what do you need to know? Wow. So I have the 8 of Wands upright. And so what do you need to know? If this is not the perfect card for a fire sign, I don't know what is. Because the 8 of Wands is all about energy and how you apply it and how you use it. And so what you need to know this week is, you know, to right this situation that's around you right now, you're going to have to put out, you're going to have to do some work, you're going to have to do some legwork, maybe some research, whatever it takes, fire signs. But remember, use that energy wisely. You know, focus on what's most important and what you think really needs to be changed. And if you need help determining that by checking with a counselor, a financial advisor, or like a school counselor, investment advisor, do so. Property advisor as well, real estate. So, card 3, your interactions with others in the material world, where there be cooperation or conflict. Well, sometimes there's neither per se. Sometimes it's just a matter of uncovering something you need to know. So that was interesting because that came up in another way in the previous reading for the air signs. So I think here there's going to be a need to basically, when you're interacting with others, be like a Scorpio. I hate to say that, fire signs, but be kind of like a Scorpio. Learn how to dig for information, you know, because I think there's something that you need to know, you know, in order to get things on the up and up again. And it could be very important to writing the situation right now. So look for, you know, think about who might be withholding information, or just, you know, maybe it's just because you haven't asked the right questions. Let's think about it that way. So determine what it is you need to know and seek it out, because this is about communicating with others. Will there be gains or losses this week, forward or backward movement, or no movement at all? So fire signs, and hey, I'm one of you, so I'm the bearer of bad news for myself as well. So we have the Ace of Wands reversed here. So basically, this is not a week, I feel, where we will meet our objectives. So if there's any decisions or things that you can put off a little longer, it might be wise to do so, unless they're really cut and dry, because this is kind of an indication that plans and things that you have set in motion may not turn out. There will definitely be delays at best. And I think that, we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Ace of Wands reversed. So, you know, job-wise in that, do what you can if you've had job interviews to bolster that process. Write that follow-up letter, you know, whatever it takes. But realize that the answer that you're seeking this week is not likely to come out positively. It's just the energy of this week, and hopefully next week will be better, fire signs. That's what I have for you today. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, particularly for me. So let's move on to the water signs, which I just brought up Scorpio. So we'll talk to all the water signs right now and see what's going on with you guys. We'll see if this is a week you're going to be able to go with the flow, or let the flow of abundance come to you. So your focus card for this week is the Queen of Wands, and it's reversed. My. Well, how scorpionic in a way is that? I mean, or watery, because the Queen, when she's reversed, she can have a little bit of a mean streak to her. Don't let things build up and get to you this week. The focus is going to be on your reactions to things, your reactions to setbacks, your reactions to challenges you may face, and how you move from there. The moves that you make are going to be crucial. So pay attention to that, water signs. You're all about the emotions too, so be careful. How will you best prepare yourself for this focus card? What is it that you need to know? Oh my goodness. Well, let's follow that one up with the King of Cups upright. And so the King of Cups upright is a very watery card indeed, and a master of the emotions. So that is exactly how you need to prepare for this week. Don't let your emotions get the better of you. You master them. And if you master them, you're likely to achieve your objectives far better than if you let, aggressive tendencies take control. So what is your interactions with others going to be? Is there going to be cooperation or conflict? Well, I have the World reversed here. It's interesting. It came up previously, but it was upright. And so what I'd have to say to this, water signs, is that don't rely so much on others to bring you success this week. Any progress that you make in any of these areas is going to be basically through your own doing. And, I'm going to say it's not that it's not going to be easy. It's just going to feel incomplete. So, but I think that's really if you're relying on others. If you're relying on others, that's what's going to happen. So really I think your best bet this week is to do things on your own as much as you can, and especially make those decisions that are in your best interests. Will there be gains or losses this week? Will there be forward movement, backward movement, or will things stay about the same? Well, it's the Ten of Swords, and it's upright. And can I just say right now? Well, it seems as though what I said here stands to be true, water signs. Other people will not be having your best interests at heart this week. And also, if it comes to very important decisions about, somebody trying to steer you to a particular investment, or, some story seems too good to be true about a particular property you're interested in investing in or buying, whatever it is, purchases, money, quick, rich schemes, I would be very careful, because this is not the week to trust others per se. And that's how I'm going to leave that one for you guys. So, to sum this one up, I would just say, hey, watch your emotions, guard them well. Realize your success is not going to come through others, it's going to come through your own machinations, and there are people out there who may not have your best interests at heart in the week ahead. So I hope this helps. I realize that, this is my first run through doing this. We are on the earth signs, and we are going to go and do them next. Last but never least, hey, my moon is in Capricorn, so I have a very great affinity for the earth signs. And also, my son is a Capricorn, and my brother was a Capricorn, so I have a lot there, and I, of course, am on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. So, I don't know. I have affinity for pretty much all the darn signs of the zodiac. Going to shuffle you up. We're going to cut you, and we are going to check on your focus card. Wow. If this is not the penultimate Earth card, this is the Four of Pentacles, and it is upright. So basically, your focus this week, whether you're in the hard times because of the quarantine, or whether whether you even have acquired a massive amount of wealth and property, this is a time to hold things close. But try not to overdo it. But, I think this is really a time to hold on to your assets, your resources. Maybe this is not the week to make sudden moves. This seems to be the focus to me. And as far as your education goes, stay on the path, steer the course, and really, really focus on those goals that are most important to you. So how can you best prepare yourself for this focus card in the week ahead? What is it that you really need to know? Gosh, the Queen of Pentacles, upright. Well, I think what this is saying is that, you have what it takes to grow your wealth. You have what it takes to be the bright, studious student that you want to be, very, very committed to your goals. You also are willing to, you understand the risk, how should I say, the balance between taking risks and not taking risks. You understand that. And so I think, this is saying if you stick to your nature, things should go very well for you as far as this focus goes. Okay, so now we have the people card. So how can you... Oh, I did not even show it. I just realized that. The Empress is reversed. And so how will you interact with others? Will they be positive or negative kinds of communications in the material world? And what I have to say is that, you might be dealing with situations where that it's one of two things, in my opinion. So I'm going to throw both of these things out there. But I think that on one hand, for example, in the office world, in the world of corporate America or wherever you work, you might encounter some people around you that are just not putting out. For whatever reasons, there just seems to be a real flat line. And, it's hard to, if you're trying to get people to meet their objectives, let's say you're a manager and you're trying to get people to meet their objectives, you're finding people are not that easy to, they're not that inspired. They're not that inspired. If you're, in a group that is doing brainstorming and things like that, people just don't seem to be coming up with those ready ideas, that you need to move things forward. So I think communications with others, this is an example, is not going to be that productive. You're not going to get a lot out of that for the next week. And finally, will there be gains, losses, forward or backward movement, or no movement at all? Well, we got another queen, and it's the Queen of Swords reversed. Well, I think the one thing you're going to have to watch this week is the type of choices and decisions that you make. You're going to be governed by that. So if you make bad choices this week, if you don't really think things through, using more of the logical side of your mind, because looking at your reading here, other than the Empress, which has a kind of fruitful, but in a way is also very earthy, every single thing in this reading is either earth or logic, communication, air-oriented. So I think you have to really consider that. And you're going to have to think about the choices that you make and the decisions that you make in regards to your finances and investments. And I think what this is saying is, again, I might admonish you to really not necessarily not make a move, but whatever move you make, you might want to get a second opinion on, because your decision might be tainted in some way. So get an outside opinion would be my advice if you're making any major moves whatsoever in this week ahead. Hey, and that's what I have for you guys. And I really hope you enjoyed this reading enough that you will come back and try again. This is my maiden voyage, and I know there were some bumps along the way here, which I hope next time will go a lot smoother. But I will say, please also like, subscribe, and come back for more fun. Check out our live streams twice weekly on Tarot for Today. Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is Banshee signing off till next time. Thanks and goodbye.